Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Edgar Mendez, and today we're doing a collective message. Sorry about doing it or starting a little bit late. I activated my Merkaba right before I did this reading. My Merkaba, or the light box, keep ourselves in alignment. Mine's right now is very focused on upgrades, so I'm just throwing that out there. I knew I had to activate it before I did this reading. So I did. But yeah, I am starting a little bit late. I want to give my thanks and my appreciation for everyone that clicks onto these videos. Collective messages are messages meant to reach whoever clicks on them, right? Are meant to reach whoever is likely to watch them. They're not for any specific sign. They're not for any specific pile. They're just for whoever is listening. All right. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These messages normally are very profound, at least for me. One thing that I used to watch a lot of tarot. I don't really watch it anymore, but one thing that I really wish I had gave a little bit more time to was these type of messages, rather than focus on the loved ones, or the ones that we always click on. You know what I'm talking about. Like, these messages mean something, right? They matter, and they have a big impact. They have truth in them too. Anyway, hi Kelly, hi the Sleep Rabbit. If you are interested in booking a live stream reading with me, you can book with it in my Calendly if you are interested in that. One question readings for a small price, limited spots. Sorry, the readings will be done at the very end, so maybe at 40 minutes, right? 50 will probably be where I'm aiming anyway. But if you are interested, do check it out. But again, if you're here just for this message, I thank you. Don't forget to like and comment. It does help me out a lot. And yeah, I will just like those out there. Sorry, I have a candle I'm currently doing about bringing in more money. I want to light it really quickly. So 1 second, everyone. And I'm probably going to cleanse. Oh, I see. Help me bring in more money and financial abundance. There we go. Sorry, it's at the tail end of it. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, I am doing a community candle for July 21st. It's the full moon and something. It's all about closing out cycles. If you're interested in that, do check it out. I'm pretty sure it might be the full moon in Capricorn, but I have no idea. Let me see. Let's take a look here. July 21st, 2024. Full moon in, I think it is Capricorn. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Someone said it. It's Capricorn. And I was like, all right. Like, whatever you say. It actually is in Capricorn. Capricorn Capricorn energy or Saturn energy is very hardworking, right? It's all about like gut busting, right? Building up your strength of will. For me personally, I've had a really tough like first half of the year, and I'm not saying that like the last 4 years of my spiritual journey have been easy, but the last 6 months have been the hardest I've ever experienced. Like too hard, if you ask me. So to close out that really tough cycle, right? That full moon in Capricorn, with the community candle, with the moon itself, it's gonna be really nice for me. I want to close out those tough things. I want to finish them up, wrap those lessons up, take that learning, and move forward with myself. All right. Anyway, if you're interested in doing that, do book with me, but you don't have to if you're not called to it. So let's get started. Hi, Marianne. Hi, everyone that's here. Let's kind of get like an overall message. So we're starting your intro at 3. I want to say 3. Sorry, 4 minutes. Okay. Let me write that timestamp down. Okay. What is like the overall message, for everyone that's watching, everyone's clicking this video? It's going to be focused on abundance and family, whatever that means to you. It's going to be focused on that for some reason. I am getting that as the theme. I call forth my guides, my Sen and Masters to help me receive clearly, help me with the messages today. So for everyone watching, what is the overall message for the mystery message we're getting? Let's see. There's no set theme, so we're kind of going to let our spirit decide what to do. Let's see. We have the 10 of Swords coming through. The 10 of Swords is referring to the July 21st, the full moon in Capricorn, closing out those really, really tough cycles. One thing that comes through from Capricorn, or the energy of Saturn, is, these really tough things are, they require, I don't know, like they're big, right? These things are huge, they're monumental. It may not close at the 21st, right? But it will close. One thing that comes from, sorry, my sister, she's saying that it will close around the 21st. Sorry, no, not 21st, November. Like, so sure, you may be closing out these cycles now, but come November, you're going to be completely done. Some of you will hit it sooner. I am someone who typically moves to stuff quite quickly. I actually like doing it that way, but whether you finish it earlier or later, you will, by the latest, finish it by November, right? But come December, right? Come next, sorry, Christmas time, come my birthday time, right? You're going to feel a lot better about your life, a lot better about where you are. I remember when I first started my spiritual journey, and you will look at 6 months from now and think that's forever, right? It's not that long. All right, we all know that, we all get that, especially when you awaken, you realize you have all the time in the world. It's true, but it doesn't mean you want to waste your damn time, right? But that, hearing, like, let's say you got 6 months to go, or 5 months to go, or 4 months to go, 3 months to go. It doesn't shock me personally. I hope it doesn't shock any of you. Remind yourself always that you have all the time in the world. One thing that I feel, for people who have kids, you kind of register when your kids are going through these milestones a lot more often. So it kind of reminds you about time passing. So you may feel like time's taking longer. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't have kids or something, but sometimes when you have like kids, or let's say you're going to preschool, then kindergarten, then first grade, second grade, you start to really look at like those milestones and think time is flying by, or all this time has passed and not much change. It's just an off message I'm getting anyway. So we have the King of Cups and then the Queen of Cups. One thing that I can feel for those that are going, or who have a spiritual connection, you're moving through these tough things with your spiritual counterpart, right? With your, I want to say your divine twin. That's actually the wording I got. I'm not really big on those labels. Like, soul connection is a soul connection. I don't really effing know, right? It is what it is, right? But I do feel like you and someone else that you are connected to, and there's that strength energy here, are growing, evolving. One thing that kind of comes to my mind, and normally I move through stuff really, 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 really quickly. Like, I just move through stuff. I heal, I evolve, I grow. But I am, when we are connected to our twin, or when we connect to our counterpart, right? We have to drag them with us, right? I feel like you may have a twin, or you may have a counterpart who may be dragging their feet, or who may be making things take longer for you. How I've always done it, and actually how I recommend you doing it: cut them loose. All right. Let them go. They'll figure it out. They'll find their way on their own. But one thing that does come to my mind is to let them go. Right. Let's say this is someone in your life. You follow your heart there, right? But when we are waiting for someone, when we're constantly turning back, when we're looking at where they are, when we're trying to help them, when we should be moving forward as a way shower, as a light worker, it slows us down. It slows down the collective, right? It slows down the world. The message right now is for you to make sure that you are putting one foot in front of the other and trusting. One thing that comes from divine, and I want to say divine's, I want to say higher self, or like, subconscious, right? The subconscious parts of divine, where it's one thing that we struggle with is trusting and believing that if you were to put one foot in front of the other and heal ourselves, or better ourselves, that they will find their way eventually. You don't need to coddle them, right? You don't need to worry about them. You don't need to be concerned that they're either not or are going to make it, right? It's their responsibility to make sure that they make it to the end, right? Not yours. It's your responsibility to focus on you. I am seeing that a little bit here, right? So you may feel like you're being dragged down, or you may feel like you have to wait. This isn't the case, right? You don't rewrite the book because you met someone. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that makes sense to all of you. You don't rewrite that effing book, right? It's always it's the what worked in the past will work now. And it's about time that we started to remind ourselves that, how did you get to where you are? How did you get to a higher vibration? How did you start healing? Guess what? You looked at your own damn cup and you focused on you, right? It is how you got there. And let's be real. And this person did the same thing. I feel though like some of you maybe, you know, you're worried about your counterpart, your twin, your soul connection. You're worried that they won't make it to the end. Again, this isn't something that should be slowing you down. All right, we have the Chariot with the Queen of Cups coming through as well. This is about balancing our light and our shadow. One thing that does come to my mind, is that it's you know, it's something that I always got just throughout my own journeys. As way showers, as as people who make it through first, we follow their path, right? Or sorry, they follow our path. Maybe you feel like the other way around, but it's that reminder that you will make it through this journey first, and they will follow in your footsteps. And this is where it's at, right? A message to you right now. Sorry, I messaged to you right now. I guess everyone, right, is to remind yourself that you are meant to make it through first, right, to the end, to the middle. Sorry, start, middle, end, and they will show up eventually. Have that. It's such an odd message, but it's one I'm getting from spirit, where it's like you're going to be there with a hot cup of chocolate, and you're going to give it to them, and it's going to mean more than you possibly could imagine, because they finally made it, and you're there waiting for them with marshmallows in there too, right? It feels like you're meant to make it to this destination, so this point in time, and they will find their way eventually towards you. One thing that does come to my mind is our paths are not normally the same, even though we may think they are, or even though we may think they should be. Our lessons aren't normally the same either. This person's path may look similar to yours, but it will differ too. All right. There's a Nine of Swords. This is your stress, right? The worst of it's over, but you're still stressed about things. And your message right now is to remind yourself about that silver lining, right? That gold lining, that new dawn. I was listening to a song. It was Joseph and some rainbow coat thing. It was a play I did when I was in 6th grade. It was just a song I'm listening to, and it kind of reminds me of that a little bit for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why that comes through, but I feel here the worst of it's over, but you're still stressed about things. This isn't helping things. This does create a bit of a block. You right now is that reminder that you've done a lot, right? It's time for you to start to receive. One thing that does come to my mind, and it comes from, I want to say, divine, right? When we are in the energy of surrender, we allow divine to help us flow towards our path, right? Towards where we're meant to. Think of it like this. Like, think of you walking down like right by a river, and you're like, what I'd give to have a boat, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, what if you surrendered, right? A boat will pop up and you will be able to ride the stream rather than walk it. And my message to you is, isn't it faster to ride that water, right, than it is to walk right at the edge of the water? This is kind of where you're at right now. Your message right now is for you to focus more on how you can surrender into that flow and allow, right, you to be swept up in that flow, to move towards what's next rather than trying to walk it yourself. I feel here as well, there's what is the reason with the Queen of Pentacles? Interesting. Sorry, that is funny. It is some of these, it could be financial, right? There is a financial aspect to this. One thing I am seeing though, because we brought up counterparts, you may be worried about doing it by yourself, or you may be worried about venturing by yourself. I know how scary that is. And oh God, I don't know who this, sorry, there's like a master who keeps coming in, who's saying like, oh, I don't know. It's just like, like, you got it, right? But all of us, right? It's like, we don't rewrite the book because we've gone through some crazy stuff, right? We all know how to get to where we're meant to be. And it's surrender, right? It's flow. It's trust, it's faith, right? So that's a big thing about faith too. You're being asked, like, even though you may be doing it by yourself, or even though you may be doing it independently, sorry, I can see why I'm a little bit exhausted anyway. It's look at what you're holding on to that could be slowing you down. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. I got like this image or this idea that some of you may be at nighttime trying to see what's ahead, while in the daytime leading everyone and yourself. I just want to throw this out there for you. I don't know why that came through. Some of you, you're gonna resonate with that, but it popped through like crazy anyway. So let's see. We have the last one's gonna be Eight of Pentacles, and then the Eight of Wands reverse with the King of Pentacles reversed as well. I am seeing the more effort you put into this, the more delays and frustration you're going to get. And again, this is why we surrender. It's why we let divine catch us, right? It's why we let ourselves enter the energy of flow, right? Because it's far easier. It's less effort to make it there faster. And my message to you is that your story wants to end happily, right? It wants you to have all the people and all the things and all the blessings that it's meant for you. But I don't know how much faith you have in that. In fact, I feel like you're likely you have very little, to the point where you're trying to hold on or you're trying to control things. You need to lean on your feminine energies and start to surrender, because this distorted mask energy that you keep embodying is forcing you to take longer. And what's coming through from one of the masters is it's even making what you're meant to receive less, right? It's odd to say. I'm going to say it like that, though. With the Ace of Cups here, this is that flow. You don't trust right now. And right now is the time for you to figure out why you're struggling to trust, and start to learn to surrender into that energy. I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave it just like that for you. Sorry, I feel like that's good. So let's grab some oracle here. So can I have some oracle when it comes to this message for the collective? Okay, let's take a look here. The message for the collective, for everyone watching. We have all that glitter. I feel one thing that does come to my mind is sometimes when we're on our paths, we tend to chase after things that may not matter as much as we truly think they do. All right. That is something that did come through. There is a little bit where it's like just a little bit of this is touching on the message I just gave, where you may feel like hearing these things sound pleasant, right? Or it's easy to say, right? It's harder to do. But your message right now is for you to focus on it is to focus on surrendering, focusing on entering flow, right? And allowing, right? One of the biggest things that has been coming through really loud and clear when it comes to my private readings, when it comes to myself, is when we experience what we think is bad, even that are blessings. So actually, which is your next card, by the way, even that's a blessing, because it's helping us grow, evolve. The message right now is for you to see through, I want to say your initial perceptions of bad events, right? What has happened to you, even though it may be bad or even though it may have hurt, has some kind of benefit, has some kind of purpose, okay? We also have blessed coming through as well. Interesting. I am seeing, normally you think the right is a way ahead, but blessed in the wind itself, it seems like the wind is moving this way. The blessed person is moving this way. I feel like you're moving against your blessings right now, or you're moving in the wrong direction. And when you surrender, it kind of reminds me, and again, I'm not like condoning anything, but when I'm in ceremony, when I'm like really connected to my guides, the light, like, my Starseed Pleiadeans is what I really connect to a lot as well, because I'm so connected to Saint Germain. I lean right into the light. I lean right into that flow, and it's like I feel so supported in that. My message to you with this blessed on the table, I feel like you're in need of that moment, right? Where you lean on your support team, you lean on your connection to the light, and it's going to it's going to put you in the right direction. It's going to help you face, I want to say, as crazy as it sounds, the moon. I'm going to throw that out there. I don't know why. It's very clear. It's going to be going to face that moon. We also have By the Book coming through. This is where Wayshores are. It's funny because this By the Book is going this way as well. I feel like you may be going in the wrong direction, or you may be going backwards. You are meant to lead, right? They're meant to follow. And I don't know where you feel you are right now. Like, I'm normally way here, but because I got hit so hard by something I've never experienced in my life, I feel over here, right? It's okay. You will move forward or I would take more of the lead when I'm in charge. But I feel with that By the Book on the table, number 11 linked to justice here. I feel like to follow your truth. All right, so let's take a look here. What else is for the mystery message, right? What else do you want to give? Saint Germain Saint Germain is the one who's giving that message right now. Lean on your support, lean on your support system, and remind yourself every day if you have to, every moment if you have to, and really, really, really embrace that faith and that knowing that you are loved, supported, and cared for at every moment of every single day. With that milk and honey here, this is what you want. In that moment when I see you as you being the person that waits for the next person, like you walking towards a campfire and it's like, you know, you made it. You know, there maybe with some s'mores, I don't know, right? But it's like, you know, in your heart that you made it. And it's interesting because I feel like life is leading you there. A leg up is going to lead you in a different direction, or it's going to lead you down a different type of path, not necessarily, right? But I do feel that. I actually feel like, sorry, it's hard to say. Some of you are going to go backwards and you're going to find your way, right? Some of you are going to go forward, but don't assume it's one way or the other. Don't try to control everything. Let's see where flow's taking you. I remember I had an epiphany, everyone, and I remember thinking to myself, our stories, right? You know, the story of you, right? You know, the story of me. Our stories want to end happy, right? They want to end that they're happily ever after. In fact, they're destined to. That's the point, right? It's fated actually to as well. It's us that gets in the way of that happy ending. Your message is all about how are you getting in the way of where your happy ending, or sorry, where your happy ending is, and where life is trying to take you, because life is trying to take you exactly what you need to go through to get the happy ending, and that includes the good, the bad, and everything in between. And it's also how are you trying to control things that you're keeping yourself from that place. One really good example for this is we tend to hold on to a specific person thinking that they're for us when we need to really be more open, right? So that is something to think about, right? We have milk and honey and we have exchanging gifts here. It's such an important thing. I feel like it's a transmission. If I'm being honest with you, I'm going to actually probably do a guided meditation on it. Let me see what time am I? Okay. Sorry, campfire. I want to make sure I remember that. Campfire. It's just I can feel it, like the person that keeps coming through and they're saying, I don't know, sorry, I don't want to cry because I'm going to, but it's like I made it, right? And they love to help you all make it anyway. So let's keep going. Let's grab a little bit more here for the collective. So can you tell me, how are they getting in the way, or what is your guidance when it comes to this, right? What is your advice when it comes to this? I think it's flow, being the energy of flow. I'm gonna throw something out there for you, because it's coming through a little bit for me, especially with By the Book that came out. You may be being led by someone, right? A different way shower than you're used to, and you may be very scared or reluctant to allow them to lead you. All right. It is something I have like a message for someone. Just keep that in mind. Like, let's say for myself, I've always been the one. I'm actually like, sorry, I have like that way shore light bearer, right? Light worker status, like, you know me, right? I got it all. But right now, someone else is like steering me, right? Someone else is my way shore right now, because I am in healing, I'm in recovery. It's different, isn't it? Right? It feels different. If someone else is your way shore right now, trust and have faith. All right. Believe. So let's take a look here. Let's see for the collective, their mystery message. Interesting. We have the Ace of Cups reversed as well. Interesting. We have the Hierophant. This is going to be, it's very close to that By the Book energy, right? With the Hierophant being the table. Sorry, the bald heads stand out to me. I don't know why that's the case, but it's just like they're real bald too, right? We have the 10 of Wands. And then the last one we have is going to be the 3 of Pentacles, very closely linked to, again, that Hierophant with the Queen of Wands here. I feel for everyone that's listening, everyone that's watching, that there are people around you with more information than maybe than you have, or more information than you are able to see. So one thing that comes to my mind is that there are knowledgeable people that are around you that are willing to help. One thing that you may want to be more open to is receiving help, or asking for help, or allowing help to come in. And this is a message that comes from divine to you, divine to me, right? Be open to help, be open to receive, be open to be open to other people's opinion as well, right? I One of the biggest things, I am gonna throw this out there because I can feel it. Like this, Three of Pentacles is actually a scene. I know most people, when you're reading tarot or stuff, you're not really thinking about what the hell that image is saying. But this is a priest, a nun, and a sculptor, right? And they're all trying to decide what should be placed there as a statue, right? That's the scene of the Three of Pentacles. Do you, right, think that you have all the information you need to make it perfect, right? Or do you need other people's input, right? Or do you need other people's support, other people's expertise? I feel your message that comes from divine is to be open to other people's expertise right now, when it comes to navigating whatever cycle that you're in. I feel that you could be maybe feeling a little bit lost, a little bit abandoned, or feeling like you don't know what to do, and there's more help around you than you know. But it's about you reaching for other people who have the information you need, or other people who've gone through what you've gone through, and it's going to help lead you through whatever you're going through. So like, it's a dark period right now. One thing that comes from, I don't know, a guide is like the lights are off right now, right? All the lights are off. So it's like I'm gonna leave it like that. Sorry, it's just, it says like, oh, the lights are off. Just like that. Anyway, but we all know, like, all these three heads coming together, right, are going to make something pretty spectacular. And your message right now: who could you come together with, right? That is going to help you build something better than what you could by yourself. And this is in reference to your happy ending. It's in reference to where you are now and everything in between. One thing that I have been kind of in search of, I haven't quite found it yet, was like a spiritual community, or a community I can join, right? Just to come together. I actually have learned a lot, but who could you come together with that's going to make you feel more, that could benefit you? And this is kind of where you want to put your focus on with that Queen of Wands. I feel like you are naturally attracting these people into your life, whether you know it or not as well. 10 of Cups. Lead life for your inner child, okay? So let's see. Sorry. It's all right. Okay. Okay, let's take a look here. So, can we get some more messages? Anything else? Let's switch gears a little bit. Actually, I want to focus on the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles for me is, maybe you're spending more money than you currently have. There may be a need to independent. I feel, because of the message that we just received, there could be this part of you that's rejecting help from others, rejecting support from others, or rejecting, I even want to say, love from others right now. You are worthy of love, but it's like, I feel like it's more of like a shadow aspect. Let's take a look here. So for everyone watching, what is that Queen of Pentacles all about? We have the come to the edge, right? Come to the edge is that moment when we're at the very edge. I feel some of you are at the very edge of freeing yourself from something that's holding you back. These could be people, places, or energies. It could be an apartment, like it is for me, where it's like you're almost free of it, right? Good riddance. I want to make that really clear. Good riddance. I feel for some of you may be traveling to Europe, right? Or there is some kind of connection to Europe that comes to my mind with that Queen of Pentacles being here. But for those of you that are trying to free yourself from a toxic environment, toxic work environment, right? Home environment, maybe even substances, right? You're going to be able to do it. With the mending coming through as well, I do feel like you're going to heal yourself. One thing, I was like walking. I was walking to Burger King, by the way, and I've gone through a lot, right? I'm healing it, and it's like it's like it's outrageous. And I really did want to rush this process, like I really did. And I've been really bitter, actually, been really angry at times. And I got a message that said, you're still healing. And that's quite beautiful, and it's true, right? How could I be expected to be at 100% right now, or how could I be expected not to be angry right now, or how could I be expected not to be frustrated right now? And my message to you is, I feel like you're going to free yourself of something that's been holding you back for quite a while, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to. And it's funny, when I got that message, it really confirmed something, like energy in me, right? My heart's not ready to let go of the pain yet. It's not. And I want to, I desperately want to. Logically, we always want to let go of pain, right? Sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course you want to feel better. Sorry. Like logically we always do, but with the Queen of Pentacles being here, you may not be able to yet, because your heart, right, your shadow, your inner child, I actually want to say your inner child too, right? These parts of you aren't ready to release what needs to be released, because they're still dealing with that, right? They're still trying to come to terms with everything. My message to you is to be patient with yourself. All right. Give yourself grace, give yourself love. And those moments when you go off on your family members, or when you get triggered, and honest, we always, you know what I mean, right? Understanding that you're healing, right? Like, how could you possibly not be screaming right now? Or how could you possibly not be frustrated or angry right now? How could you possibly not be trying to pull out your hair, right? A little bit, right? You know what I mean? Like, how could you possibly not? And the message for you is understanding that you're going to free yourself of this. I know that our full moon in Capricorn, that Saturn energy is coming through a lot, where you're going to be freeing yourself of this very tough, difficult cycle. But give yourself patience in the meantime. Give yourself grace, give yourself love in the meantime. One thing that comes from divine is there are going to be moments when you feel in flow, and there's going to be other moments when you're not. And understanding that these things all have purpose. It's like one thing that you hear a lot, and it really is freaking true, but healing is not linear, right? Sometimes your next step is a big step backwards, right? We all, if you've been healing a while, like myself, you get that one, right? Sometimes a step forward is actually a really, really big step backwards, and it may feel like you're taking a step backwards, but you're not. You've literally taken a step forward. It just is a step backward, right? And reminding yourself of that is key. And divine says to have more levity, right? Or have things that bring more peace, actually, which is your next card. These things are going to help you deal with stuff. But I see parts of yourself, like your heart, your inner child, maybe even your ego, even like your, I don't know, your shadow, right? These parts aren't ready to release what needs to be released in order for you to be at peace. And give yourself some grace, give yourself some time. And one thing that I have been doing personally, and it's just because like these, I didn't want to carry it, right? I didn't want to hold it. I didn't want to deal with it. I've been trying to just like throw it away, right? Let it go. But that's not how life works, right? It keeps coming right back. All right. I just throw this out there for all of you, just a reminder. We have higher power coming through. When I first did my healing journey, I had Mother Mary. She took almost like 90% of my pain, and gave me bit by bit over time. I throw this out there for you, knowing that like giving something to a higher power so that they can hold it until we're ready to deal with it, or so that we get it in like a nice like flow amount, right? Is something that you may want to consider. I actually have not connected to Mother Mary in a little while, but she's the first person that did it. I actually might use Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is the one who's saying that she'll be quite good at holding this right now. Sorry, it's making me choke up a little bit. It's sometimes easier to hold other people's pain than it is to hold our own, because we know we're holding someone else and we're doing them a service. It is something that just comes through a little bit for anyone that needs to hear that. But we have between worlds. You're transitioning from black and white, opaque, to color, and this is going to take time. The number 3 is a number of fertility, right? It's a number of abundance. But it's also a number of receptivity in the tarot, right? I feel like your message is just for you to move. Allow what needs to happen to help you move through these heavy energies. All right. So your message came together now. I don't know why it was struggling to come together a little bit, but it felt, I feel it now. There's synergy in it anyway. But with that between worlds coming through, I can tell, sometimes, you may, it's funny. I'm going to throw this out there. My dog was talking to me yesterday. I know I talk to my dog now. He finally started talking, but anyway, sometimes you may feel like you're more like, opaque or black and white than you are color. Sometimes you may feel like you're more colored than you are opaque. Understanding that this little, like, this thing kind of goes back and forth a little bit. Know that that's normal. Eventually, and this comes from, I want to say, the Divine Mother, right? Eventually, you're gonna just have it all like that, like where it's all gonna be color. You're gonna feel like you're fully through it, right? You're fully into your new world. I want to say your new way of being. It is important. Yang comes through as well when it's time to take action. But when, for all other times, right? Surrender and allow. And this is where there's a new way shower on the table right now. I don't know who this way shower is, but they're saying I'm leading that right now, or I'm moving us through these things right now. Anyway, they're stepping forward, and it's beautiful, right? We also have TikTok coming through. There is a flow. It's interesting. I don't leave like that. I can tell that if you start to surrender to a higher power, you're going to start to feel that flow a little bit easier. So let's grab some more cards. By the way, hi, Kelly. I see it's 9:30 in the evening. Interesting. That is very late. Let's see. Let's get some more cards here. This is going to be a love oracle deck. We have your first card is going to be slow down. This is very, very close to what I was bringing up, where you may be logically, rationally, obviously trying to rush through your healing. But can we be honest? Can we be real right now? Can we truly be real to ourselves? There are parts of yourself, I truly want to say, your inner child, your heart, they're not ready. Are you kidding? They're saying no, right? And they're like, I'm not doing that right now. And I feel like your inner child's throwing a tantrum. I feel like your heart's saying, honestly, I hate saying, but F you, right? You know what I mean. And the reason for this is you're trying to make it through this path faster than I feel you're actually able to. And the message right now is you're tearing yourself, you're frustrating yourself, and you could even be separating yourself with that between worlds here. The message is for you to slow down. You can't possibly be expected to heal through what you went through, or what you're going through, or what your life has brought to you just throughout your lifetime. In a short period of time, right? Healing is healing takes longer, right? And as even for the masters like myself, healing's going to take as long as it needs to take, so that you can move, so that you can face everything that needs to be faced. Your message right now is for you to slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. And this is actually what I sorry, that word unfold is something I don't have in my vocabulary. I'm just gonna take it in. Unfold is a beautiful way to put it. You wouldn't plant some flowers and then expect them to sprout up next week and be at full bloom, right? Unless that's their thing, right? A lot of times it's going to at exactly when it's supposed to, right? Exactly when it's had enough time. Your message right now is you're going to bloom, you're going to heal, you're going to be at a better energy, better space, better mindset when it's the right time, right? When you've healed everything, when all the parts of you are ready. And the message right now is for you to slow down. We also have love makes the difference. And this comes through from Kuan Yin, and that message that comes through from Kuan Yin, when we hold things for other people, when we hold their pain, right? When we are there to assist them, or when we show up for them, even if you went through the same crap, right? Sorry, I don't like when I say crap, but even when we go through the same things, it's sorry, she doesn't like saying that last statement. So when we hold things for other people, it's easier, right, than it is to hold maybe our own. Kuan Yin is that reminder, right, that we have higher powers that we can hold our pain for us, or hold our baggage for us until we're ready. And this is what Mother Mary did for me all those years ago, 4 years ago. And it's something that it meant the world to me. I didn't even know it was happening, but it happened. It was actually real nice anyway. But I'm seeing that mask right here, that face right there. We have love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. Interesting. a lot of us in the, our communities, right? We've gone through some tough stuff, right? Real tough. And coming together, right, could it really does make the difference. So then the one we have is you are limitless. One thing that I've just noticed is something that I say to myself, maybe this is too much, I can't handle it. You can, right? It's that reminder, you always could, and there isn't any stopping that. I do feel what you are limitless on the table, and that unicorn here, actually I feel like it's with all that stuff there, it's like borderline Pegasus, but I feel it's that reminder that you are limitless, that you can do this and you can overcome and triumph whatever you're currently dealing with in life. You can do anything you choose. And the message here is you have to make that choice that you can do it, right? And again, that man at the campfire is right there, right? Right there. Anyway, so we have your last one's going to be focus on love. Where is your attention going right now, right? I actually feel like it's your attention's going towards either pushing yourself beyond your limit right now, right? Beyond what you can do in the present moment because you're trying to rush this process. I feel like it's also to be intensely independent. There's something along the lines here. Focus. Where is your focus at? Focus on the positive, right? Focus on love. One thing that has pushed me through some of the heavier stuff that I've actually overcame, was reminding myself how much I love, right? My soul family, right? My soul connections. My Christ consciousness, right? How much I love that, a Christ, right? And it's that just in and of itself, that's helped me triumph over what I didn't think I could. And my message to you is, what are you focusing your time, your attention, and your energy on? That you're going to cultivate more of that into your life, focusing on how much you love, right? Your family, how much you love your soul family, your connections, and the future that you're fighting for. Reminding yourself all those things. These are things that are going to really help you. All right. If you don't work with your own personal dragon, I actually recommend that you work with your own personal dragon. My dragons have been such big parts of my journey. Anyway, they help us through any of our journeys, whether they're mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional. This feels like a spiritual battle, all right? And we also have practice compassion. There's that Kuan Yin energy coming through again. Love Kuan Yin. Thank you so much for showing up. We have see things from a fresh perspective. I'm gonna leave it like that. See things from a fresh perspective is key. It kind of feels like it's just an odd thing to say. You may want to see things from a different vibration or a different way you normally do. One thing that coming together, with different people, is they see things a little bit differently than we do, and we're able to see pieces of the puzzle that we may not have been able to without them. A really good example for this is our twin flame connections. I remember I was hanging around with my twin when I first met my twin, and understanding that my twin saw things about situations that I was always missing, right? I feel like there are soul connections that you're drawing towards you that want to connect more with you, that are able to see things about your life, your circumstances, and vice versa, that can really be beneficial for you. Start to draw those connections in. One thing that comes to my mind, and it comes from an all signs reading I did yesterday, start to remove things from your life that are taking up too much space, right? So these connections can come in and you can actually have them be a part of your life, be a part of your experiences, and you can talk to them. I see them very, very much wanting to talk more to you, connect more to you, and to honestly, for one, give you, right, what you need, and vice versa. And you just simply spend time together. I actually think that, this comes from Jesus, right? Where it's just spending time with the ones that we love does more good than you can possibly imagine. It doesn't even have to have purpose there, right? Or it doesn't even have to have, I don't know, it is that, and that's just something that's coming through a lot as well. Anyway. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's it. That's all right. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for being here for the mystery message. Let's do one last message. Let me see if I can grab another deck. Let's grab some of these. I haven't used these in a while. So any last messages, please, for the collective and what they need to hear, what they need to know. So your message really came together at the end. Sorry about that, everyone. Sometimes it just takes time for that message to really come through. We have Neptune. Neptune is the energy of Sagittarius, also Pisces. You may want to check those two signs out. Sagittarius or Pisces in all signs reading. Yesterday's reading was very interesting. I forgot what it was about. Maybe your person's current feelings, but I don't know. When I do those readings, different things come out than usual. But Neptune energy is also about the dreaming mind, right? Dreaming, even our own dreams. But this feels like, there is a need for you to ground more, right? A need for you to balance yourself out more. Neptune also reminds you of like your crown chakra, right? Pisces energy. There's just something like that coming through. All right. We have between worlds. And then we also have a apology as well. There may be a need for you to give forgiveness or receive it, right? Be open to apologies, be open to resolving things. One thing that does come to my mind, and as crazy as it sounds, you may need to apologize to your inner child. I am seeing that a little bit coming through. Your inner child would love an apology from you, or I really do want to say it just like that. Your inner child will love to get an apology from you because it's gone through a lot. And I feel like there's been times when you've not really considered, you weren't the only one that's gone through what you've gone through. Your inner child did as well. And it feels like it needs some compassion right now. It feels like it needs some understanding. It needs some love. Okay. We have here black onyx. This is a stone. Anything black, I'm not sure if this is actually a good thing or not, but for my masculine, which is your right hand, I put the black today. And I thought for the the left hand, I was going to put for the feminine hand, I was going to put these stones, right? I think this is lapis lazuli. I forgot what stone this is, and rose quartz. These are good for receiving and third eye. I feel here that you may want to ground and protect yourself a little bit more. One thing that stands out to me, and it comes from, I want to say, my higher self, right? Protecting your inner child, right, is key here as well, right? Reminding your inner child that your inner child's safe. One thing that I actually forgot all about this. That's funny. One thing that I know, right, when we don't feel safe, it comes from within us, right? Where is it coming from? Our inner child. Your inner child doesn't feel safe, so how can you possibly feel safe, right? Your inner child doesn't feel loved, so how can you possibly feel loved, right? Your inner child doesn't feel supported, so how could you possibly feel supported? You just can't, right? The message right now is for you to go deep within and heal the inner child. Remind it that it's loved. Remind it that it's supported. Remind it that it's cared for and adored. Adored is a really good way to put it. Again, there's that, I know I brought it up earlier, where I was thinking about that Pleiadean in the 6th grade. There's something about the inner child truly needing to feel special right now. Remind your inner child how special your inner child is. And your inner child is going to reward you by filling you up with that feeling of you also being special, you also being cared for, you also being loved, and you also being adored, okay? We have disharmony. There's disharmony within yourself right now. Everyone. And what you want to do is focus on getting harmony within yourself before you start moving, before you start putting one foot in front of the other. All right. We also have possibilities coming through. There are so many possibilities out there. One thing I would probably, either some of you need to focus more on the fact that there are possibilities. Others, you may want to focus a little bit less on that and focus more on what's happening within yourself right now. All right. We also have spiritual. This is that Neptune energy. We have spiritual coming through. I'm connecting more to your spiritual team, but this feels like, what do you do that helps you feel spiritually full, right? That helps you feel spiritually sovereign, that helps you feel spiritually connected. You need to go back to your source, right? Go back to what your spirit is. For me, it's actually Gaia, Mother Earth, my mother, right? And that's a big one for me. My message to you is, what is yours, right? Mine's connected to the earth, connected to trees. I know plants, the all connectedness that exists, right? You know, that's mine, right? What is yours? Connecting more to yours is going to help you feel more connected. Okay. We also have happiness coming through as well. No matter what you've gone through, there's always, but there's always so much potential for happiness. I'll leave it like that. Sorry, happiness is just it's linked to possibilities. Okay, so we also have seeking coming through. Interesting. I feel like seeking answers. This feels like it's linked to your way shower right now. You could be looking for your way shower, right, as well. We have the evil eye. For anyone, I as crazy as it sounds, you may have an evil eye on you or on your home. Cleanse, clear. Let me see if anyone stands out. Like Archangel Michael, Michael stands out as a good way to remove the evil eye, right? But maybe cleansing will do that. Whatever you do that you feel can get rid of this, if you feel like you have it, it's going to be important. All right. We also have Z coming through as a letter Z. We have 222 as well. Interesting. This is reminding me of Life Path 2. Life Path 2 is feminine energy. You may want to heal your feminine energy, learn how to surrender, learn how to allow, learn how to, it's interesting the way that the divine said it, learn how to become. As crazy as it sounds, learn how to become, like that. All right. We also have maybe coming through as well. There's those possibilities. Let's see. Not really getting anything for maybe. I see what's coming through. I see that's good. The more diligence is the Eight of Pentacles, the more that you work at yourself within, right, as well as outside of yourself, the more possibilities, the more happiness you're going to have, and the more that you're going to benefit from that. One thing that I like to say, and it's the truth, right? You know, when we heal, we don't instantly feel like things have been resolved, right? It usually takes days, weeks, months, right? Because our choices need to be different. My message to you is to keep working at it, right? Keep reminding yourself why you're doing it. Take it at a slower pace. Remind yourself, focus on that love. Remind yourself who you love as well. It's actually a good one for you. I know it's crazy, but that's actually what I've been doing lately. I remind myself who I love, and as shocking as that is, that's really got me through some of some things I truly didn't think I'd get through. The message is for you to focus on that, right? And that takes work, that takes diligence, that takes commitment. Are you committed to making your way through this successfully, or are you going to keep going around and round? And this is where you're at right now. It comes from divine, right? You already know. From one thing that comes to my mind is you already know that you're worthy, and you already know that you are loved, right? That you can be successful, but it feels like you already know you're worthy. You already know that you are, you already know, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that one too. We have 555. 555 energy, like right now is like of the tower, right? Sudden upheaval, sudden change. I know that you've gone through something very painful. It may have hit you like out of nowhere. It's going to end with the universe laws. It always does. Everything always ends. The message right now, you don't want to stay at fives anyway. I don't like five. Don't feel great to me. But you know, 6 is love, by the way. It's harmony. We also have X coming through. X reminds you of 10, which is at completion. The worst is over, okay? You just now need to heal from it, move on from it, and pick up the pieces from that experience. I'm gonna throw something out at you. I see like your home getting hit by a tornado, and you're picking up the pieces slowly. Like you don't have help yet. You don't have like an ambulance there. You don't have a firefighting crew, right? You don't have other family members. It's like, I have this home that got completely trashed by a twister, by a tornado, right? I actually want to say twister because that movie's coming out, but by that tornado, and it's like you're sitting there looking at the devastation, and you just start picking things up slowly, right? You know, sure, that will take weeks, but if you start now, you finish sooner. And the message right now is kind of that one. Anyway, we have L as a letter. L is reminding me of the energy of love. Some of you are going to be taking like a different type of path as well going forward. And then the last one we have is 777. This is divine number. But it's interesting. Number 3 with 7 is completion, right? 10. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you for watching this. I'm going to let this go. I'm sorry that it took a little bit of time to get to the message, to get to the core, to get to like what it was saying, but I finally got it. It's like cracking a code. Really, it really. Sorry. The guys laughed at that because it was like cracking a damn code here, but I did it. I want you all to know that. Sometimes the messages take a little time to channel through. I do my best. Know I love you. Know I care. And focus on the inner child. I want to say even solar plexus healing. I was thinking about doing a healing, but we'll see. I gotta see how I feel. I want to get to a better place, and I can start doing those things. All right. So I love you, everyone, and take care. Bye.